End of Bretton Woods and beginning of globalization, Group 3 project. Acknowledgement. I would like to acknowledge the support and guidance of my social science teacher, Ms. Radhika Mahajan, and mentors, whose insights have enriched my understanding of the Bretton Woods system and globalization. I also extend my thanks to the authors and researchers whose work provided valuable information and perspectives. Your contributions have been instrumental in shaping this presentation and deepening my appreciation of these complex historical processes. Also, I would like to thank my parents for providing me all the resources and my friends for helping me. Index. Introduction. Bretton Woods System. Artistic parallel stability and order. The Nixon shock. The decline of the system. Floating exchange rates and the impact of globalization. The rise of globalization. Cultural aspects of globalization. Social aspects of globalization. Conclusion. Bibliography. The end of Bretton Woods system in the early 1970s marked a pivotal shift towards globalization. Established in 1944, it created fixed exchange rates tied to the US dollar. However, rising inflation and trade imbalances led to its collapse. This shift allowed for floating exchange rates and increased capital mobility, driving trade liberalization and interconnecting global economies. The embrace of new liberal policies accelerated globalization, fundamentally transforming cultural and societies worldwide. Bretton Woods System. The Bretton Woods system, established in 1944, created a stable international monetary order with fixed exchange rates tied to the US dollar, convertible to gold. These include fixed exchange rates. Currencies were pegged to the US dollar, which was convertible to gold at $35 an ounce, providing stability in the international trade. International Monetary Fund (IMF) was created to oversee exchange rate policies and provide financial assistance to countries facing balance of payment issues. World Bank, established to provide financial and technical assistance for development projects, fostering economic recovery and growth. Artistic parallel stability and order. The Bretton Woods system can be linked to all well-structured artistic composition, emphasizing stability and order, fixed exchange rates, institutional framework, and global cooperation. The Nixon shock refers to a series of economic measures taken by the US President Richard Nixon in 1971, which fundamentally altered the international monetary system. The most significant action was the suspension of the dollar convertibility into gold, effectively ending the Bretton Woods system. This move aimed to combat inflation and trade deficits, but led to a shift towards floating exchange rates. The Nixon shock had lasting implications for global finance and currency stability. Decline of the system. The decline of Bretton Woods system resulted from several factors: inflation and trade imbalances, rising US inflation and trade deficit, weakened confidence in the dollar-gold convertibility. The US could not maintain enough gold reserves to back the dollar. Speculative pressure. Speculation led countries to convert dollars into gold, depleting reserves. Economic change. A dynamic global economy made fixed exchange rates less practical. In 1971, these issues culminated in the US suspending dollar convertibility, ending the Bretton Woods system. Floating exchange rate and the impact of globalization. Floating exchange rates are the currency values determined by the market forces without direct government or central bank intervention. Some impacts are: facilitate trade. Floating rates enabled countries to adjust currency values to enhance export competitiveness. Increased investment. Greater flexibility attracted foreign direct investment as companies could adapt to changing exchange rates. Global financial market. Development of international capital markets leading to increased cross-border capital flows. The rise of globalization. Technological advances and reduced trade barriers connected markets. Finance and trade became globally interdependent. The rise of globalization after Bretton Woods Conference in 1944 established a framework for international economic cooperation, leading to the creation of the IMF and the World Bank. These institutions promoted monetary stability and development, while fixed exchange rates reduced currency volatility, fostering international trade. This era encouraged free trade and investment liberalization, resulting in increased economic interdependence and transforming national economies into a global system. Though it also raised concerns about inequality and economic vulnerability. Cultural aspects of globalization. Aspects of globalization involve the exchange and integration of cultural practices, ideas, and values across the world. This phenomena leads to cultural exchange, cultural homogenization, identity and hybridization, media and technology. Social aspects of globalization. Here are the social aspects of globalization presented in concise of international capital markets, leading to increased cross-border capital flows. The rise of globalization. Technological advances and reduced trade barriers connected markets. Finance and trade became globally interdependent. The rise of globalization after Bretton Woods Conference in 1944 established a framework for international economic cooperation, leading to the creation of the IMF and the World Bank. These institutions promoted monetary stability and development, while fixed exchange rates reduced currency volatility, fostering international trade. This era encouraged free trade and investment liberalization, resulting in increased economic interdependence and transforming national economies into a global system. Though it also raised concerns about inequality and economic vulnerability. Cultural aspects of globalization. Aspects of globalization involve the exchange and integration of cultural practices, ideas, and values across the world. This phenomena leads to cultural exchange, cultural homogenization, identity and hybridization, media and technology. Social aspects of globalization. Here are the social aspects of globalization presented in concise bullet points. Cultural exchange, increased sharing of art, ideas, and traditions. Migration movement of people foster multicultural societies and remittances. Social inequality, widening wealth gaps within and between nations. Global activism, rise of movements for climate and human. Education access, greater availability of global learning opportunities. Family structures, changes due to national. Family structure changes due to migration and transnational connections. Digital divide, disparities in access to technology and information. Conclusion. The end of Bretton Woods system marked a significant shift in the global economic landscape, transitioning from fixed exchange rates to floating currencies. This transition facilitated increased economic interdependence, paving the way for globalization. As nations adapted a more dynamic financial environment, they experienced expanded trade, investment, and cultural exchange. While globalization has spurred economic wealth and innovation, it has also introduced challenges such as social inequality and cultural homogenization. Understanding this complex evolution is crucial for navigating the interconnected world today. Bibliography. For successfully completing our presentation project, we have taken help from the following websites.